Day. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. This is my favorite way to start a day with a ribbon cutting with local businesses. My name is Katie Vivas, and I am here representing the Greater Kansas City Chamber of Commerce. So thank you all so much for coming out. It's going to be a great day. Election campaign commercials are done. Hooray! It's going to snow later, so winter is on the horizon, which is exciting. And we're going to celebrate the opening of the Folk Alliance International here in the Crossroads area. So super excited to have them here in this space. As representing the chamber, we love it when there are great relationships between the city, between the chamber, and between other chamber members. So celebrating the partnership between the Folk Alliance and Crossroads West Side. Crossroads West Side, are you here representing in-house? Yay, you're here. And then the partnership between Crown Center, Weston, and the Folk Alliance. That is a really important partnership that they have, as they'll be hosting the international conference that'll be coming up. They'll host that for 3 years, which will have a wonderful impact of estimated $5 million on the city. So that is fantastic news for the city and for the Folk Alliance. So it's my honor to be here to represent the chamber. It's my honor to be here to celebrate this great event and to bring up the Honorable Mayor Sly James to say a few words. So thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you, Katie, and welcome everybody. It's good to see you. You know, if you follow what we've been trying to do, how much we care about and appreciate the rich artistic and cultural heritage of this city, and how much we know can still be done to build it to even greater extremes. One of the great things that's happened is the Folk Alliance. I like anybody named Angus, just because he's named Angus. And then I don't know what he does with his hair. I've been trying to get him to teach me how to do it, but it hasn't worked. But you know, he looks like an Angus, and he has done a marvelous job integrating Folk Alliance into this community. You know, we don't always appreciate some of the things that we have. There's an old blues song that I like that says, "You don't miss the water till the well runs dry." It's my job to make sure that we never get close to the well running dry. It is with great pride to know that Folk Alliance made a decision to be here. And they would not have made that decision to be here if the atmosphere, the groundwork, the infrastructure, the artistic infrastructure, the vibe, whatever you want to call it, was not here. That is a tribute to the people in this room. We have had some marvelous cultural, artistic things that have happened and continue to happen here. We just closed out Open Spaces, which was a fantastic event citywide. I love it when Folk Alliance comes in for their annual convening and music, and going and listening to some of the things they're doing. There's some serious musicians and some serious people who are applying their art. These are the things that make Kansas City unique. These are the types of things that we always have to support in order to continue that unique vibe about Kansas City. Folk Alliance is an organization that could have settled anywhere, and any city in which they settled would have been very proud to have had them. That's why I'm extremely proud that they're here. I think that having them here in this space with the West Side Crossroads Apartments, I think is a fabulous idea. What we are always trying to do is to integrate art and culture into the very fabric of the community. It doesn't sit alone, it doesn't sit off to the side. It needs to be right there, touchable, feelable, accessible every single day. Having them here in this community that is growing so fast is absolutely vital. So I want to thank you, Angus. I want to thank everybody associated with Folk Alliance for being here and choosing Kansas City. I want to urge all of us as Kansas Cityans to get out and find ways to support their efforts and to make sure that they have the resources that are necessary for them to survive and grow. And I want to make sure that we support the events that they put on, the concerts that they bring to town, so that they know that this city cares about them just as much as they cared about us when they decided to move here. So thank you for having me. I very much appreciate it. And have a great day. And I guess I'm kicking it back to you, Katie.
Yes.
Katie. Katie, it has this strange name of, hi, I'm Katie, I'm with the chamber. There's a couple of hyphens in there. And the one thing I do know, Katie, is that that would not fit on the back of a football jersey. There you go.
Well, it's a good thing I retired my cleats.
There you go.
Thank you, Mayor. Another hand for the mayor, please. So one of my favorite things about being with the chamber and being able to be at events such as this is getting to hear the stories of the business partners and the community members. So one thing that we're also getting to celebrate today, other than this ribbon cutting, is the 30 years of service that Folk Alliance has brought across the country into a wide variety of different communities. And in getting to talk to all of you, I got to meet this lovely lady who was the first member at their first conference that they had back in Malibu, and she joined us here in Kansas City. So what a great opportunity and full circle to come of 30 years of service. So exciting. I was also able to speak with the brilliant Deana McCloud, who is here from Tulsa. She is a board member for Folk Alliance, and she is going to say a few words for us.
Hi, folks. Thank you so much for being here this morning. My name is Deana McCloud, and I'm the executive director of the Woody Guthrie Center in Tulsa. So, first of all, greetings from your neighbors in Tulsa. I mean, your Folk Alliance headquarters here, and we house the Woody Guthrie Archives as well as the Bob Dylan Archives. I think our communities have a lot in common. So we look forward to building on that relationship. But right now I'm here as as a representative of the Folk Alliance International Board of Directors. We actually have a phenomenal board that is spread across the globe, including Ottawa. Where are we, Angus? We're in LA, Nashville, we're in Philadelphia, England, Australia. So we are an international community. But it means so much to us to have a home here in Kansas City as we are preserving and promoting the folk culture and the genre of music and sharing that diverse nature of our music and our national pastime and culture. So we're so proud to be doing that here in Kansas City. From the time we arrived here 6 years ago, your Kansas City community embraced us and welcomed our folk community in a way that was really unexpected and heartwarming. You've given us a home. You've allowed us to change the way that we've done business as an organization. And we know that that continued growth is only going to be beneficial to both of us. As we come from different places around the globe as a board and as constituents of Folk Alliance International, as musicians, as industry representatives, and we travel around, it's always nice to know you've got a home. And we couldn't be prouder than to be able to call Kansas City our home. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Deana. And then last but certainly not least, it's my privilege to introduce you all to Angus Finnan, the Executive Director of the Folk Alliance.
Thank you all for being here. What an incredible moment in time for us. We arrived 6 years ago, and a lot of folks were wondering and thought that Folk Alliance was leaving, and I think half of our communications battle over the past 6 years was just reminding everyone, no, we actually have no intention of going anywhere. In fact, we have signed a 7-year lease in this property, and today in I want to start by acknowledging that this office, this community, and all that we do is on the traditional lands of the Osage, the Kaw, and the Kanza. And it's important for us to acknowledge and think that as we represent folk music, the first folk songs of this land were from people who lived here before any of this was built. And it's an important part of where the roots of our music and our collective culture comes from. Thank you, Mayor Sly James, not only for being here and for the generous and graceful words once again, but for your leadership in the city. It can't be overstated how much the renaissance and the energy of this city was a draw for Folk Alliance International in terms of coming to Kansas City. It was a big decision to move from Memphis to here, to pull up roots and have to start over and find a new staff. And this city has, at every turn, had its hand out to shake ours and to support us and in finding partners, in finding a way to make it through our first lease, and indeed to be positioning ourselves for the future here in this new office. So, thank you. Mostly I have some thank yous to make, but I do want to reiterate that this is, as an international organization, we have many things that we do throughout the year, and we have activities that we do here at a local level. The conference, which we're known most publicly for, this year is in Montreal, and next year is in a secret city in the US that we have not yet announced. But our organization remains here. Our headquarters are here, and all of the work that we do at an advocacy level and internationally happens out of this office with an amazing staff and team. We will be here for 3 years with the conference in 2022, 23, and 21, 22, and 24. And that is a $5 million economic impact per year, so $15 million economic impact on the horizon just with the conference alone. So it's an exciting time for us. We are celebrating our 30th anniversary year. Gail Irvin, who was at the very first Folk Alliance 30 years ago when it gathered in Malibu, there were about 150 people there. Sorry, Gwen, I'm all over the place with my... was there 30 years ago, and I don't know that there was a plan 30 years ago to open up an office and have a ribbon cutting here in Kansas City, but it's a thrill to have that connection as well. There are so many partners here. We wouldn't be in this space had Susie and Debbie Aaron not helped coordinate a meeting with Jim Thomas and Ryan Adams of Crossroads Westside. I want to thank Jay Tomlinson and Annie Hanshy of Helix for their incredible work and encouragement in having this space dedicated as a nonprofit space, and then designing the property for us as it was built out. I want to thank Lee and Ryan Gale of CNG Works for doing the work here, the beautiful work in turning this from a newly finished property but undeveloped in terms of an office into the office that we're now in. In terms of our partners, one of the reasons that we made the move from the River Market to here, we loved our office there. Our lease did come to an end, but we wanted to move down to this area in order to be closer to partners like Arts KC, Mid-America Arts Alliance, Missouri Arts Council, to be part of the cultural corridor and to be able to sort of walk office to office and up to venues like the Kaufman Center and be part of the cultural sector community that we work with. And also to, at this end of the Crossroads district, to be part of the cultural bridge with Westside. And it's exciting. As recently as last Friday, when Enrique Chi was here for our first Friday concert, the second one that we've done, John Keck, who was here for our first one. So we've had 2 concerts in the space already. We had standing room only last Friday. So it's the beginning of not only using this space for administrative work, but also as a bit of a cultural hub. And we look forward to future programming here. I mentioned Arts KC, Missouri Arts Council, Mid-America Arts Alliance, all funders of various projects of ours over the past few years, also NTDF. We also have an incredible donor base here and folks that have supported us as volunteers, over 250 volunteers that come out to the conference, but also at events throughout the year, including our first Friday concerts. But our donor base, building that diversified revenue stream has definitely helped us stabilize and expand our staff and our operations here. I want to thank Pete Brown in particular, who's helped spearhead our Kansas City Friends of Folk. And then all of the other cultural leaders who are here, who have helped over the years, our media partners who have been supportive not only in promoting Folk Alliance, but also the artists that come through and come through our events. Speaking of artists, all of the artists in this city that have embraced, supported, and engaged with Folk Alliance. Calvin, thank you in particular for today's beautiful music. And our board. Our board are spread out throughout the world, and we've had past board members here in Kansas City. The board governs the organization. They volunteer their time, and they are the top industry representatives in the music industry from around the world. So it is an honor to work with and for them. But I must thank profoundly the staff here. All of the staff from Kansas City. The organization would not be thriving as it is. We would not have seen the growth as an organization, the growth in our annual budget, the growth in our attendees, and the professionalization of the organization and the elevation of the genre within the music industry. It is remarkable to be in a place where we're not talking about folk as a revival of something from the past, but as a renaissance that is a living tradition here and now. And to have that happening and people acknowledging that globally and to have it coming back to an international organization based here in Kansas City is pretty special. And we're proud to be here in the city and look forward to continuing our future here. I think I've covered everything. I want to thank Visit KC, Esther, Rebecca, and Tony for all the support and from day one, and in fact pre-day one, in the courting days of bringing us here, and the Sheraton and Westin staff. What we do inside a hotel is unlike what anyone else does inside a hotel, and it is rare to find staff that are as not just accommodating, but engaged in participating in the culture and the energy and being as flexible as they are. So that's it for me at this stage. Thank you once again for coming. I'll hand it back over, and we're going to do a quick ribbon cutting with staff and a few key people. We're going to step outside to do that. We'll be right back in, and so please enjoy the coffee and treats, mix and mingle, and we'll be right back with you.
Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right away.
Congratulations.
I gotta go straight out. You what? Okay. We saw that.